The protesters, who carried placards with various inscriptions such as "Tyranny has no place in Nigeria," "Stop the assault on judiciary," "The voice of the people are the voices of the gods," "We want good governance," and more, marched from the Unity Fountain where they converged and chanted solidarity songs to the Free Arms Zone where they met a police barricade and couldn't proceed to the nation's seat of power, Aso Rock Villa. The protesters, who were mainly youth, came out as early as 10 a.m. to ensure they are part of the team that will march against what they see as unlawful detention of activists. The protesters observed 2 minutes silence for Nigeria's fallen heroes and also held candle lights as a sign of mourning for all Nigerians that lost their lives to insurgency. Speaking with newsmen, co-convener of the Free Nigeria movement, Dare Ariyo, says clamp down on the media, assault on the nation's judiciary, and gross human rights abuses by the current administration is an issue of concern.
The plan is to make everyone live in fear, to live in fear of them and become subservient. Unfortunately, our nation is gripped by insecurity of unimaginable proportion. The nation has lost count of people being held by kidnappers. There is now a serious concern fatigue. People now find it difficult to mourn. Our democracy is clearly in danger and on a perilous path because the civil space is fast shrinking and fast giving way to dictatorship and totalitarianism. Human rights abuses, clamp down on free press, conscienceless assault on the judiciary, and obscene display of executive recklessness are fast becoming the order of the day in our nation, even as power mongers enlist terror to turn Nigeria into a fascist enclave.
Ariyo called on the government to release all political prisoners and all prisoners of conscience in Nigeria, including human rights activist Deji Adeyanju, Dino Melaye, and Sheikh Ibrahim El-Zakzaki.
We want you to know that tyranny has no place in our democracy, and we will never, never, never succumb to tyranny. Across generations and ages, there are two powers that are bigger than government. Two powers that are bigger and greater than government. We want them to know the power of God and the power of people. History has consistently recorded how these two powers have conquered the power of government. We want the Buhari Osibajo regime to take historical note that the power of the Almighty God and the power of people are bigger than the power of government. Today we march we do today, demanding for the immediate release of all political prisoners. We are demanding for the immediate release of all prisoners of conscience in Nigeria. We march today demanding for an immediate end to the siege on the media, an immediate end on the assault on judiciary and the legislature. We march today to demand that the plight of several millions of Nigerian students whose education has been truncated should no longer be ignored. We march today demanding that Nigeria must be free.
In what appears a day of protest in Abuja, members of the Islamic Movement of Nigeria also hit the streets in protest, demanding the immediate release of their spiritual leader, Sheikh Ibrahim El-Zakzaki, who has been in detention for 3 years now. Speaking exclusively with Clearview TV's Jeremiah Umahi, the Secretary Academic Forum of the movement, Abdullahi Musa, called on the international community to intervene in the matter.
So they are just detaining Sheikh Zakzaki, but his movement is everywhere. They should know that it costs nothing to us. It's just that they are keeping our leader away from us. But they should know that they must free him. He has committed no offense to anybody. They have killed his followers, they have killed his children, and they must free him, and the perpetrators must be brought to book. And the international community should come and see what is happening in this country. This is the people that we have been voted into power to save the life and properties of the citizens. Today they are using the army, the Nigerian security forces that we have been paid money to protect the life and properties of the citizens. Today, the politicians, the presidency is using the army to kill its own citizens.
A federal high court in Kaduna has adjourned hearing on the case of the detained religious leader to March 25. El Zakzaki is being tried along with his wife over alleged murder. Jeremiah Umahi, reporting for Clearview Television.